Hello everyone, so this is the second video of this line-wise expansion series of the prose, the third level. So we have already come to know about Charlie and his problems, and one day he is getting late and now he is going to his home after office, right. So from that page 2 we are reading. I turned into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue and went down the steps to the first level where you take trains like the 20th century. Then I walked down another flight to the second level where the suburban trains leave from, ducked into an arched doorway heading for the subway and got lost. So what he is saying, that I came to the first level, and this first level, from this first level you can get the trains like 20th century. The second level is for the suburban trains, and suddenly through that arched doorway heading for the subway and I got lost. So all the time it is happening to me like this. That's easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times, but I am always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridors. And these kind of things happen to me so many times. Whenever I am entering into the Grand Central station, new doorways, new staircases, new kind of routes are appearing in front of me, and I got lost every time. I don't know whether it is happening to me only or to other people, but this is the case with me. Once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. Another time, I came up in an office building on 46th Street, 3 blocks away. Sometimes I think Grand Central is growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. So try to understand or try to imagine the picture of a tree where we can see the roots of the tree and how it is increasing in under the ground. So according to Charlie, this Grand Central station is having its roots like the tree, and whenever I am taking one way, sometime I am going to Roosevelt Hotel, sometime I am going to the 46th Street, 3 blocks away. So every time I am taking the route, it is a kind of different place all the time. So he is here just explaining the Grand Central station is like growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots, right. So after that, what he is saying, page 3. There is probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about feeling its way under the city right now and on its way to Times Square and maybe another to Central Park. And maybe because for so many people through the years, Grand Central has been an exit, a way of escape. Maybe that's how the tunnel I got into, but I never told my psychiatrist friend about that idea. So maybe there is a tunnel under this Grand Central station which is leading to different kinds of addresses, but I have not said these kind of ideas to my friend, to the psychiatrist, right. The corridor I was in began angling left and slanting downward, and I thought that was wrong, but I kept on walking. All I could hear was the empty sound of my own footsteps, and I didn't pass a soul. Then I heard that sort of hollow roar ahead that means open space and people talking. So I am taking the tunnel and I am going, and whenever I am moving with this through this tunnel, so I can only hear my footsteps, the sound of my footsteps, and after some time in the open space I can hear that people are talking, their conversations, the sound of their conversation that is coming to my ears. I can feel it. The tunnel turned sharp left. I went down a short flight of stairs and came out on the 3rd level at Grand Central Station. So again, through this tunnel I am entering into the 3rd level. For just a moment I thought I was back on the 2nd level, but I saw the room was smaller. There were fewer ticket windows and train gates, and the information booth in the center was wood and old looking, and the man in the booth wore a green eye shade and long black sleeve protectors. The lights were dim and sort of flickering. Then I saw why. They were open flame glass lights. So, whenever he is entering, now suddenly he entered into the third level, and he is observing here, you can see that he is feeling that probably he is in the level 2, but again when he is observing all the details, he can see that the ticket windows, the train gates, everything is having a different kind of outlook. Okay, the man in the booth, his outlook, his get up is also different, the open flame gas lights, so everything is different. So maybe he is in the third level, but where he is, what is the location, what is the name, we don't know. So let's see. Page 4. There were brass spittoons on the floor, and across the station a glint of light caught my eye. A man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. Brass spittoon means it's a kind of big bowl, okay, to spit, and the entire atmosphere is different. A man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. He snapped open the cover, glanced at his watch and frowned. Frown means a different kind of expression with eyebrows. Okay. He wore a derby hat, a black 4-button suit with tiny lapels, and he had a big black hand-labor mustache. Then I looked around and saw that everyone in the station was dressed like 1890 something. 1890. I never saw so many beards, sideburns, and fancy mustaches in my life. A woman walked in through the train gate. She wore a dress with leg of mutton sleeves and skirts to the top of her high button shoes. Back of her, out on the tracks, I caught a glimpse of a locomotive, a very small courier and eaves locomotive with a funnel shaped stack, and then I knew. Now what kind of passage this particular part is? This is a completely different kinds of place where you can see different kinds of people, their outlook, the setup, everything is different, and he can identify it that these are the styles that is having a similarity with the year 1890, but he is not sure. So now he is about to confirm. To make sure, I walked over to a newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. It was The World, and The World has not been published for years. The lead story said something about President Cleveland. I have found that front page scenes in the public library files, and it was printed June 11, 1894. June 11, 1894. So he was absolutely right when he said in the previous para that the style is like 1890s. So he ultimately reached to the past through this tunnel, through this third level, and this is what third level is for Charlie, that he ultimately reached, he ultimately is in the zone, is in the period of his past, 1894, right. I turned toward the ticket windows, knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go. Now what he is saying that I am very much sure that now I can buy the tickets for me and for my wife, and from here we can take any kind of trains to go to any kind of places of this particular period, that is 1894. In the year 1894, and I wanted 2 tickets to Galesburg and Illinois. So what is his wish? He wanted to visit these 2 places, Galesburg and Illinois. But what should be the time? 1894. What kind of atmosphere was there in 1894? According to Charlie, he actually wanted to visit that past zone Are you getting my point? What I am saying? He want to visit these places, but the year should be 1894, right? Have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses, huge lawns and tremendous trees whose branches meet overhead and roof the streets. And in 1894, pay attention, and in 1894 summer evenings were twice as long, and people sat out on their lawns, the man smoking cigars and talking quietly, the woman waving palm leaf fans, with the fireflies all around, in a peaceful world. In a peaceful world. To be back there with the First World War still 20 years off and World War II over 40 years in the future. I wanted 2 tickets for that. So I am going to visit, I want to visit, this is my wish, that I want to visit these 2 places, but the year should be 1894. And we know that the First World War happened in 1914 to 1919, 1920. The Second World War after that period. So what he is saying that these 2 world wars was still not there. So I want to visit this place which is before the world wars, where life was completely different, peaceful. But now our life, see the condition of our life today. Everywhere it is tension, war, different kinds of anxieties, personal problems are there. So Charlie is completely the modern man, where he is getting different kinds of problems from the society. So he is just trying to escape to the past to get over all these problems, and this is the ultimate solution according to Charlie. So now it is his wish. So he ultimately is leaving from the office. He entered into the Grand Central Station. He ultimately reached to the place from where he can get the ticket, or you can say that is the platform number 3, from where he is getting the kind of view of 1894. The people, they are living in that platform number 3, the level 3, and now from this place he want to buy the ticket to these particular 2 places, Galesburg and Illinois. Now whether he will be able to buy, whether he will be able to go with his wife, that we will see in the next video, right? Thank you.